you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show 'em who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold. If you are a first timer to the channel, your first time with the Strat, then welcome. Appreciate you guys being here. I'm happy to be here. You can also find me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can go ahead and give me a follow there. You can comment there. You can DM me there. You can ask me any questions there. I will get back to you guys usually within the same day, and you can do the same thing on any of my YouTube videos. You can comment down below, and I will get back to you guys, okay? I'm here to help you guys out. So if you've subscribed already, thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. I'm over 600 as of May 7th, so I never ever thought I would have that many subscribers, so thank you guys so much. I like doing what I do here for you guys, and I hope you guys are getting some really good information out of it, and I'm helping you guys along. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so down below. Click that subscribe button, and then hit that bell. That bell gives you the notifications for when I send out daily videos just like this one, okay? This is a weekly swing video, but I send out monthly swing videos, daily setups, top 5 videos, motivational videos, informational videos, learning tools like the 3-1 setup, how to play inside bars, outside bars, the 30 and 30 setup, which is, I now have 4 videos in that series, so if you want to go take a look at those. All kinds of other videos, what these little numbers mean on the candlesticks, and entries and exits, and everything is for you guys, okay? So go check those out and give me a follow. You can also click on the face down here, the Clark Griswold face. That will also help you subscribe. Okay, so let's get through the list of the swing plays for May 9th. Okay, so when I get these guys, I'm buying options on these, and when I do, you can buy the options at an expiry of 2 weeks out, okay? And that's how I do it. And if you're looking for a strike price, we'll go through a couple examples just so you guys can see what I do. So the first one is BIDU, and it's got a 3-1 setup, which you guys, if you've watched my videos, you know I love these 3-1 setups. And if we go back in time, so what a 3-1 setup is for you guys that don't know, is an outside bar, breaks the high and the low of the previous candle, and an inside bar, okay, which stays within the range of the previous candle. So it's a 3-1 setup. The inside bars show consolidation, and they basically are becoming spring-loaded and getting ready to explode to one direction or the other. And if you go look on any chart, you will see inside bars a lot of times have this explosion to the upside or downside on how they move on the following candle. Now, I don't know what we call this setup, 3-1 setup. Maybe we call it a honey hole or a honey pot. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Let's come up with a name for it. But if we go back through here, inside bar break, let's see if we have another 3-1 setup on BIDU, because they don't happen very often. So here's one. Look, outside bar, inside bar, and then we have this nice break up. We hit magnitude or target or profit or whatever you want to call it. Find one more here. Outside bar, inside bar, break to the high side, and we hit magnitude, targets, pivot points, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so these are really good setups on any time frame, whether we're looking at the week or the month or the day or the 30 or the hourly. I really love these 3-1 setups, okay? So if we're taking this, our time frame on the week, month, quarterly, and yearly are all telling us to go down. If you're looking for this indicator, click on the indicator tab on TradingView and type in time frame continuity, and the author is Board Rider B, okay? And that'll give you this indicator. So everything, the month, the quarterly, and the yearly are all red. We will see what the new week brings for us on Monday, but probabilities tell us that we are going to continue to trend down on this. Okay, so our trigger on the downside would be this pink line at 116.38, and our first target is this blue line, Normally I have them as green, but this is the blue line represents the monthly, okay? So we'll go through that in a second, but this is your first target, okay? Or your first order of magnitude that we're looking to hit. If we go on the monthly has an inside bar, and the current month of May, we're a week in, is still inside bar. So if we break this trigger on the monthly, we'd be looking to come down to at least 102.24. And if we put a line in there for a target, if we continue to go down, and we go back to the weekly, target 1, target 2 on the weeklies. If we hit target 1, I would be looking to take some profit there, guys. So let's say we do continue to trend down. We take the put option at 116.76, and our magnitude is 110. So if I'm taking this play, I'm probably looking at a strike price of 115, 114, somewhere in that range, and that's what I'm looking to take for that, okay? So that is BIDU. If it goes to the upside, which it very well might, okay, so we can play that. We can take a trigger on the call option at $132.38, and we're just going to the top of the wick. The top of the wick is our next is our target, okay? And then the top of this wick is the next target, which would be the monthly breaking to the high side. Okay, if you guys have questions, leave them down below. Also, if you like the videos and what I'm doing so far, you can give me a thumbs up. Okay, I appreciate it, guys. Next up, we've got GE, General Electric. So General Electric has a 2 down. And with the Strat, there's only 3 ways we can trade. Okay, we can have, or only three candle types. Okay, so there's an inside bar, which we looked here, doesn't break the high or the low of the previous candle. We have an outside bar, which breaks the high and the low of the previous candle. And then we have 2s, either a 2 up, where we only, this candle right here, where we only break the high side, or a 2 down, where we only break to the low side of the previous candle. So what we have here is a 2 down, but we finish green, so we call those a failed 2. Okay, so on the failed 2s, we are looking for a reversal. It's called a 2-2 reversal, a 2 down followed by a 2 up. So next week, we'll be looking for the candle that shows up here on Monday to break the high of the previous candle at $80.77. And if we do that, we can take our targets at the top of the preceding wicks. And I'm just going to change this to green for you guys and get that dashed line off of there. And there. So that would be your order of magnitude or your pivot point or your target, okay? So we trigger here, profit here. Expiry date 2 weeks out. You can take a strike price anywhere from 80 to probably 83, 85 bucks. Somewhere in that range is where I would look to take my strike price, okay? So that's on GE. Next up is Microsoft. MSFT has another inside bar. So we talked about inside bars and how they show consolidation within a stock, okay, or a ticker or a ETF or whatever it is within the ticker symbol. So it's showing consolidation, and it's looking to be spring loaded. And if we go back again to try and find an inside bar on the weekly, here's one. This is actually, again, another 3-1 setup, okay? So we break and we hit magnitude, or we hit targets. Here's an inside bar and we break to the high. Okay, double inside bar, break down. Here's another inside bar, break up, okay, for 2 weeks straight. Okay, so there's a lot of good plays with those inside bars. I really like them, and I really like the 3-1. So Microsoft has an inside bar, week, month, quarterly, yearly, all red. So we can take puts on this one at 271.27. We can take calls on this one at 290.88. This one's a little tough because there is your first target. There's not a lot of magnitude there to move. There's your second target. And then again, to the bottom side, this is all we're looking at. There's your magnitude to the bottom side. So I like to see a little bit more space in between here. Okay, there's only, if we go to the second target, there's only about $3 there, $2. And then if we go to the downside, we've only got about $1.27. So that's a little bit of a tough one on Microsoft. If we go to Pfizer on the next one, PFE, Pfizer. Pfizer's got it. This is an interesting one because Pfizer, we've got triggers on the daily, which are our yellow lines. We've got triggers on the weekly, which are our pink lines. And then this double pink line, I'll show you that in a second. So if we go to the daily chart, we have an inside bar on the daily, okay? And you see what happened on the last inside bar? We trended down and hit almost 2 targets, 1 target for sure. Okay, so now we have another inside bar on Pfizer on the daily. Okay, we're on the daily chart. If we go to the downside, we hit first targets. Our second target is the trigger for the weekly inside bar. Okay, then our next target is the trigger for the monthly bar. Okay, so that's very important. We trigger the day to the downside here, right here at, what are we at, 47.46. Let's go to the week. That would trigger right here. I hope you guys are understanding this. If you're not, let me know. Okay, so if we trigger on, now if we trigger on the weekly, which is what we're looking at for all the plays, if we trigger to the downside on the weekly, our first target is the monthly. Okay, so the day, and I just did a video on this last week, guys, the day triggered the month on the video, but on Pfizer, the day triggers the week, triggers the month. Okay, so if we trigger on the day, we hit targets, we will trigger on the week. If we trigger on the week and hit targets, we trigger on the monthly. So if we go to the monthly chart, another inside bar on the monthly, there's our trigger, and our magnitude is down here at 45.44. Does that make, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I'm asking you guys, you can't answer, but answer down below in the comments. I want to try and find a way to do live videos, but I can't right now with the way my microphone works. So if we go to the high side, okay, and we trigger on the day, hit target 1, hit target 2. Our third target to the upside is the trigger for the weekly. So again, we go to the weekly, on the weekly chart, and inside bar, if we trigger, our first target on the weekly is actually, and I don't show you guys these a lot, I use them sometimes, is the trigger for the 2-week chart, okay? A 2-week chart. I don't use the 2-day chart or the 2-week chart very often, but I went through them this weekend just to see what they were showing. So again, we trigger on the week, we trigger on the 2-week, and the 2-week bar is showing a 2 down that failed. So we'd be looking for a 2 down, 2 up reversal, and the magnitude is way up here on the 2-week, which I don't think we hit within that 2 weeks, but you never know. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand that little 2-week, or the way the day triggers the week, triggers the month. And if you went down on the 60 or the 30 or the 15 time frame, you would see that the 15 is likely, if this plays out, the 15 will trigger the 30, which will trigger the 60, which will trigger the daily, which triggers the weekly, and which triggers the monthly, which we've talked about those last 3. Okay, so that's on Pfizer. Watch Pfizer on Monday, okay? It's going to be an interesting trade to see how that works out. TDOC, TDOC. Let's see where I am for time here. I got lots. So TDOC, TeleDoc, has an inside bar. And we can take calls on TDOC at 39.88, or we can take puts. I'm just going to broaden this out for you guys. There's that inside bar right here. Okay, it's hard to see because it's a doji. But time frame continuity to the downside outside of this week. So we'll see what happens here with TeleDoc. So I said calls at 39.88, puts at 32.15. We've got a good gap here between the trigger to the downside and targets, and we have a really good gap going to the upside. Now, this monthly is showing inside bar, so if we head over to the monthly, currently we have an inside bar, and it looks the way it is now, we're going to have a 2-3-2 continuation. So a 2 down, a 3, which is an outside bar, breaks the high and the low of the previous candle, and then this 1 is probably going to turn into a 2 down. So we'll have a 2-3-2 continuation on TDOC. So we'll come back into the weekly. Let's move on to Tesla. TSLA has an inside bar, okay? Week and the month are showing green, quarterly and the yearly are red. So We'll see how Tesla plays out on Monday. We've got calls you can take at 95.50. And again, really good gap between the trigger and the target for some good gains. The put is not as great of a magnitude, but still there's a $22 range in there to hit magnitude or hit profit or targets or pivot points or whatever you want to call them. Okay, so inside bar on Tesla. The last time we had an inside bar on Tesla on the weekly, it went outside, so it wasn't a great play. If we go back a little bit further, and we do have to go back further. Here's the next one. Over a 2-week period, we break and then really run up, okay? So, like I said, inside bars are really powerful plays. They're great for options. They're great for common shares. And they are one of my favorite plays. And if you guys want to, if you're overwhelmed with all the different 2-2 reversals or 2-1-2 setups or 3-1 setups, concentrate on one, and I would concentrate on an inside bar because they're easy enough to spot. They're within the range of the previous candle, okay? So that's what I would tell you guys to concentrate on. Last play that I've got on here for you guys is Twitter. A lot of controversy going on with what Elon Musk is doing and purchasing that and how it's all going to work itself out. But Twitter has an inside bar. Time frame is all to the green. And this is another one of those ones that has a 2-week play on it as well. So we can take calls on Twitter if we trigger at 51.21. And we can take targets at, looks like 52. I'll put it in for you, 52.29. Or we can take puts at this pink dotted line, okay? And what that pink dotted line is the trigger for the 2-week, okay? So if we trigger on the weekly here and we hit first targets and further, well, we've just triggered the 2-week chart setup, okay? Which is a 2 up, so it's a failed 2 up, so we went 2 up, but we finished red. So we'll be looking for this to trend down. And this dotted line is the 2-week trigger line to go down even further. And then our target would be the bottom of this inside bar at $44.36. Guys, that is our weekly swing setups for the week of May 9th. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. And until the next time, guys, bye-bye.